Om Arunachala Shiva. Welcome to Arunachala Musings.
न अंतःप्रज्ञं न बहिष्प्रज्ञं न उभयतः प्रज्ञं न प्रज्ञानघनं न प्रज्ञं न अप्रज्ञम् अदृष्टम् अव्यवहार्यम् अग्राह्यम् अलक्षणम् अचिन्त्यम् अव्यपदेश्यम् एकात्मप्रत्ययसारं प्रपञ्चोपशमं शान्तं शिवम् अद्वैतं चतुर्थं मन्यते स आत्मा स विज्ञेयः.
Na Antahpragyam, na Bahishpragyam. This famous mantra from Mandukya Upanishad describes the nature of reality, the absolute pure consciousness, bliss, self, or Brahman, that is the real nature of all jivas, all souls, and also of the world. This is very famous because this is a negation in its best. All the qualities, perceptions, thoughts, emotions, states that a conscious being experiences are negated here. It starts with na antahpragyam, that is the negation of dream state consciousness. In dream state, the entity which experiences dream, that is negated as not the real self. Na bahishpragyam, that is the negation of the vishwa, the waking state consciousness. Na ubhayatah pragyam. Suppose you negate the waking and dream, then it can be argued that consciousness is in between waking and dream. So na ubhayatah pragyam says negation of interval between dream and waking. Na pragyana ghanam, negation of pragya, that is the deep sleep consciousness. The reality is also not that consciousness which experiences the deep sleep. Na pragyam, even it is the negation of the sakshi. Now this is we have to remember, this is the reality, absolute being described in words. So it has to negate everything that we can think of, conceive, or experience. The deep sleep state and the consciousness which experienced is deep sleep, and also the witness consciousness, that is the consciousness which experiences body-mind complex, the three states. And with respect to body-mind complex and the three states, the absolute consciousness is called witness. But while defining the absolute consciousness, since we are negating the three states, three bodies, and everything else, the witness consciousness is also negated, that is na pragyam. Then it can be said, somebody say, if it is that then it must be inert. So it is not also inert, so na apragyam, so negation of inertness also. Similarly, adrushtam avyavaharyam. Adrushtam is, it is not graspable by sense of perception, that is seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, etc. It is not experienced through the senses. Avyavaharyam, devoid of empirical dealings, as it is ungraspable. It cannot be caught with the help of hand, or it cannot be walked upon, or it cannot be spoken of. That is all the empirical dealings, it is devoid of it. Agrahyam, that is again the senses of action, like hand, feet, the senses of speech, and the excursion and other senses of action. Nothing can grasp it. Alakshanam, even it cannot be pointed out by direct perception or inference. We derive the knowledge of the world through perception, and some things are understood by inference. Like suppose there is a smoke, then we infer that there must be some fire nearby. So the knowledge of fire, looking at the smoke, is inference. That is a type of knowledge. And of course the sense perception is the direct knowledge. But the absolute reality cannot be indicated like by perception or inference. Then achintyam, unthinkable. Suppose we negate perception and gross sensations and inference and all that, but then subtle thinking, cogitation, or the thoughts that go when everything is outside is still, but there are thoughts inside. Even that is not the reality. That is alakshanam, achintyam. Then avyapadesham, unspeakable, cannot be formulated in words. If such is the negation, then how is it possible for that such a reality exists? And it is said that ekatma pratyasaram, the self that subsists in waking, dream and deep sleep, is the I am consciousness. Or the only valid proof for the Brahman, Turiya, is the unchanging I am consciousness in every being. The feeling that I exist, that pure existence without any thought and body perception attached, that pure existence is the I, Ekatma, that is Atma is I am, Ekatma Pratyasaram, that is the only gateway. Prapanchopashamam, cessation of all phenomena. After the negation of all the three states, now the three states, first it was negated the experiencer of these three states, now the three states and the external places where the three states are experienced are also negated. That is, when the waking state consciousness called Vishwa is negated, the waking world is also negated. When the dream state consciousness Tejas is negated, the dream world is also negated. And when the deep sleep state Pragya consciousness is negated, the deep sleep itself is negated. So Prapanchopashamam, all sorts of phenomena, whether waking world, dream world or deep sleep world, is negated. Shantam, it is unchanging, tranquil, peace, absolute. Shivam, auspicious, as it is devoid of any differentiation. So this is all negation of all specific attributes. That is, any vishesha pratishedhena, by negation of all specific things. It is also the reality is devoid of any cause for any word to arise. Shabda pravritti nimitta shunya. Generally, words arise because of five things: species, that is jati, example cow, dog, etc., or quality, guna, that is loving, angry, intelligent, artistic, etc., or action, kriya, like reader, farmer, pleader, etc., or sambandha, relation, princely man, father, son, daughter and father, mother and son, etc. Custom, that is rudhi, that is some flowers are like the lotus flower is called pankaja. So there is custom is there, but the absolute reality is devoid of any cause for the words to arise. Then how to worship or meditate such a turiya or transcendental pure consciousness? The homogeneous supreme reality should be identified as our own inner self, that is Pratyagatma, and we should always abide in it. To feel the turiya as our own ever present self is meditation. Our own ever present self is aparoksha nitya. Every moment we have to identify ourselves with our real nature and not with our phenomenal personality. It is interesting to note here that Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi was asked, what is Turiya? And he replied, there are three states only, the waking, dream and deep sleep. Turiya is not a fourth one. It is that which underlies these three, but people do not readily understand it. Therefore, it is said that this is the fourth state and the only reality. In fact, it is not apart from anything, for it forms the substratum of all happenings. It is the only truth. It is your very being. The three states appear as fleeting phenomena on it, and then they sink into it alone. Therefore, they are unreal. Further, he says, Turiya is only another name of the self. Aware of the waking, dream and deep sleep state, we remain unaware of our own self. Nonetheless, the self is here and now. It is the only reality. There is nothing else. So long as identification with body lasts, the world seems to lie outside us. Only realize the self and they are not. So this is very interesting take on the absolute reality. In interested readers can go through the talk number 61 in Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi, which gives the excellent gist of Mandukya Upanishad. Om Tat Sat.